Hi guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video, and today I'm doing my Monday Night Raw review. I haven't done a Monday Night Raw review for about 3 weeks now because really, the last few Monday Night Raws have been really bad, and honestly, I've never watched a Monday Night Raw in full for around the last 2 weeks, but this Raw was absolutely fucking awesome. I really like this Monday Night Raw. I've rolled up my sleeves. I'm ready to get down and dirty for this Raw review because I was actually really looking forward to doing this review. As soon as I finished Raw, I needed to do a review because I thought this was a really good Monday Night Raw. I think for the last few weeks, or you could argue for the last few months, the Monday Night Raws have just been dead. They've just been meh, and then a decent ending for maybe the WWE Championship feud. But really, this Monday Night Raw was really good the whole way through, and I really liked it. There's a lot of things I can use for next week's Monday Night Raw, and there's a lot of really good hints for maybe WrestleMania. I'm really excited to go through this all because it's a very good Monday Night Raw. But before I kick off this Monday Night Raw, there's a few things I'd like to say. Like this video because it's going to be a very good Monday Night Raw. Also subscribe if you're new around here because I do reviews of pretty much every Monday Night Raw, especially when it's a good Monday Night Raw. I do results videos for most main events and every SmackDown, and I also do a review of every pay-per-view. I did a review of WWE TLC 2013. There's actually an annotation on this video to take you there. You should probably watch it before this video, but really, if you're already watching this video through 2 minutes long, then you should wait till the end to watch it because I want you to stay on here because it was a good fucking Raw. So yeah, check that TLC review out as well. It's about 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you've got that time, maybe add it to your favorites if you want to watch it at a later date because it is quite long. So, Monday Night Raw. Before I get onto this video, I'd actually like to do a shout out to a guy called IDR Wrestling. He actually went to WrestleMania 29 if you look at his channel. But really the main reason I'm giving him a shout out is because he's actually started doing reviews of WWE. He did a Monday Night Raw review for this Raw. So of course, after you've watched my TLC review, go and watch this guy's review of Monday Night Raw because he's just started out his channel, and I gave him a nice little retweet on Twitter, and I said I'll actually give you a shout out on my Monday Night Raw review as well. So check him out. He's from England, so he's a cool guy. He started doing videos like me as well, so obviously if you like my videos, then you'll probably like his videos as well because he did a good long Monday Night Raw review. So for today, we are doing a review of Monday Night Raw for the 16th of December 2013, the last Monday Night Raw before the Christmas episode of Monday Night Raw. So really, this show had to be good because always the Monday Night Raws for Christmas are absolutely shocking, cheesy all the way through, and have no bite to them whatsoever because they're not live and they're just damn right awful, aiming at the kids. So really, this should have been a really good Monday Night Raw, really to make up for the very bad Monday Night Raw they always put on for Christmas, and without a doubt, we were not disappointed. Really, the main talking point for this Dallas, Texas Monday Night Raw was the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton. And honestly, I'm really not liking the WWE World Heavyweight Championship name. It's just too long-winded, and really, I thought we voted to say we wanted it to be the unified champion, but they've completely scrapped that idea. I know WWE weren't actually happy that the fans voted for that. They were rather wanting them to vote for the champion of champions. I would have much rather had the WWE Undisputed Champion, but the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is just way too long-winded and just really doesn't need the World Heavyweight bit in there. Maybe I'm just being slightly picky, but honestly, it's just way too long-winded. Doesn't need the World Heavyweight bit in there. It should either just be the WWE Champion or the Undisputed Champion, in my opinion, because I don't know, I don't like it, and we didn't even vote for that. So where they came up with that idea is completely pointless. And honestly, they didn't even build it as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. They literally just threw it out there on the TLC match that the champion will be the World Heavyweight Champion. Just doesn't make sense. But anyway, this Monday Night Raw kicked off with Randy Orton basically coming out with everybody on the ramp from the locker room, standing there and apparently appreciating the WWE Champion Randy Orton. Now, this is really just a carbon copy of the night after SummerSlam. I did actually predict it would be like this. It doesn't really take a genius to work out it would be like this because they did it every time Randy Orton picked up the WWE Championship. I think they did it after Hell in a Cell as well. So really, it didn't really take a genius to work this out. It was pretty much something that we've already seen before. Pretty much a carbon copy of Randy Orton coming out and Stephanie McMahon and Triple H being in the ring. All the WWE locker room on the ramp, and Randy Orton just cutting a boring promo. So really, it was just a little bit of regurgitated stuff we've already seen on a Monday Night Raw before. But really, the main reason why they get everybody on the locker room out there is it was really to emphasize that this really is the championship. This is the one that the whole of the locker room wants. So if you get all of the locker room out there, it really does put over the champion very, very well, because he's the target. He is the main man. Considering he's the only superstar that wasn't in on the ramp, pretty much it signifies him. It makes him stand out. So really, that did really put over Randy Orton quite well. Shows he stands out and really puts over the titles a lot, because it's the championship. It's the thing that makes you stand out. So it really did put the championship over well, having everybody accept him, stand there and appreciate him and the championship. So I did think they did a very good job of doing that, and obviously showing that that's the #1 championship, because everybody's striving for that, except Randy Orton, because he's already got it. But really, the promo was kind of quite emotional. I do think it kind of had a little bit of bite to it, unlike Randy Orton's usual promos where they're quite boring and really don't really have a lot of bite to them. This promo was pretty good. I actually thought it was quite emotional. He put a lot of emphasis on his words, but really, it wasn't really anything interesting. He didn't actually have anything really to say that we didn't really know already. Pretty much, he could have predicted exactly what he was going to say down to the word before he did this promo. But honestly, it kind of got interesting when John Cena interrupted Randy Orton. And really, John Cena can't really talk about how Randy Orton's promos were boring, but he did. But John Cena, I thought this promo John Cena did was actually really, really good. Basically, at the end of it, he said that Daniel Bryan deserves a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but he would basically give the WWE Universe what they wanted by booking Daniel Bryan in a match against Randy Orton in the main event of the show. I was kind of confused if this was actually for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Apparently, it wasn't. By the time we got to the main event, apparently it wasn't. But really, this is a really, really good way to start Monday Night Raw, because honestly, WWE always do it really, really well, where they make people gripped until the main event. They make you watch it all the way until the main event, so that you can see the Daniel Bryan, the fan favorite, against Randy Orton. So I think they did that well by having John Cena announce that we would have that match. It made you gripped until the whole end of the show, which is a very, very good idea. The crowd were very, very excited as well. So for the crowd were quite dead the whole way through the show. But really, having the fan favorite and the fans were actually noticed, John Cena actually picked out the crowd for this, then that actually got the crowd quite into the show as well. So really, all in all, it was a good promo. Pretty much, they wanted to put over Randy Orton's heelish character as well, so he was arguing with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon that this match had been announced and confirmed by Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. There was slight tension there between Triple H and Randy Orton, kind of worked on that heelish character, that bullyish character of Randy Orton, but at the end of it, got you gripped for the main event. Pretty good promo by Randy Orton. One of the better ones by Randy Orton. But really, they just wanted to show that this was the #1 championship. It was good that they had all the locker room out there. And it was a good way to start Monday Night Raw, making you gripped for the main event. And of course, really, a lot of people only tuned into Monday Night Raw to see what was the haps with the Randy Orton as being the new champion. So to kick it off like that, really, really got a lot of people interested straight away for the show. So good way to start Monday Night Raw, 9 out of 10. Another way that really got Monday Night Raw going was the first match, which was Big Show and Rey Mysterio teaming up to take on the tag team champions Cody Rhodes and Goldust. Now, one of the reasons why they actually decided to do this match was because they had such a good match on the pay-per-view, at the TLC pay-per-view last night. It was actually a really, really good ending. I mean, they were the two teams that ended the Fatal 4-Way tag match. It was Big Show and Rey Mysterio against Cody Rhodes and Goldust. And actually, that ending was fucking awesome. It was really, really good. It went on for about 10 to 15 minutes, these guys, and it was really, really good. The crowd were really, really bought into it, and it was a very, very good ending to that match. So they were like, why don't we just reuse this on Monday Night Raw? We gave him a good match on the pay-per-view, but why don't we just bring that back to Monday Night Raw? I mean, it's still not the same match they had on the pay-per-view. It's still got the same competitors, but it's not really in the same environment. Slightly different. We could reuse this, and I'm really, really glad they did, because the crowd loved that match to the pay-per-view. They were surprisingly really, really into this match. Now, there's a few reasons why I wasn't particularly into this match. One of the reasons was because they're both faces. It's really difficult for a crowd, especially, to get into a match when you've got two faces facing off. And honestly, if you've got two faces facing off, people don't like to chant for one team because they're supposed to like the other team as well. So usually the crowd are usually very, very dead during face versus face matches. And that was the same with this match. The crowd really weren't into this match at all, but surprisingly, the match was actually very, very good. Usually when you have a dead crowd, the match usually sucks, but this was actually a very, very good match. Really, really glad they brought this match onto the Monday Night Raw show so people could see it for free, because it was really, really good. And the fact that they had a poll before this match so that the fans could vote who they wanted to face the tag team champions really, really shows the depth of the tag team division they have created. I think for the last few months, they've really, really built a really, really good tag team division. Since Cody Rhodes and Goldust came in, and the Shield dropped it, they were quite boring as champions. But as a face champion, as Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and where fans can actually get behind them, it's created a really, really good tag team division. You've got the Real Americans, you've got the Usos, you've now got Rey Mysterio and Big Show, you've got Cody Rhodes and Goldust, you've got Las Matadores, you've got some really, really good fucking awesome teams in there. And really having the poll before this match where you could actually vote who you wanted as to face the tag team champions really shows the depth that the tag team division now has, that they actually cool. And maybe a few months ago they wouldn't have been able to do this poll because they really didn't have any competitors. They probably didn't even have 2 competitors that were likely to face Big Show, the tag team champions. But now they've got a lot of tag teams to choose from. So it was cool that they actually did a poll. And I actually realized, wow, we've got a lot of teams that I'd actually like to see face the tag team champions on tonight's Monday Night Raw. But the match is actually really, really good. And Big Show and Rey Mysterio is actually surprisingly a very, very good team. Now, they used to team up, but now they've brought them back. And honestly, they're really good. These guys could put over a lot of tag teams, considering they used to be really, really top main event guys. Now they've slipped down to the mid card to hopefully put over a lot of tag teams in the division, because obviously they're established. They're top legends in the WWE. A lot of fans respect them. Of course, you should. But obviously, slipping them down into the mid card in the tag team division will work very, very well, because they're joined together, and hopefully they can put over a lot of tag teams in the division, considering they're really, really well established in the WWE. And honestly, they're actually very entertaining because they're both absolutely contrast each other, but that makes for a really, really good match. I mean, Los Matadores, they only really do one thing. Cody Rhodes and Goldust, they've got a slight little bit of contrast in their styles, but Big Show and Rey Mysterio, you've got Big Show, who's a huge, huge guy, he's a hard hitter, really slow paced, and then you've got Rey Mysterio, who's a small hitter, relies on them fast, quick actions and moves in the ring, and he's a really, really small, not really muscly guy. So really, it's a really, really entertaining tag team to watch. The contrast works very, very well, and I actually really, really like them as a tag team, and I can see the actual reason why WWE put them in there, and really, hopefully, they start putting over some guys in the tag team division, but once, they're actually very, very entertaining. Now, I was kind of confused why they gave Big Show and Rey Mysterio the win, because giving Big Show and Rey Mysterio the win kind of means to me that Big Show and Rey Mysterio will get themselves a tag team match later down the line for the tag team titles, possibly at Royal Rumble, probably at Royal Rumble. But considering Big Show and Rey Mysterio shook hands with Cody Rhodes and Goldust at the start and the end of the show, at the end of the match, they really wanted to emphasize that both teams are still face. They didn't want to make Big Show and Rey Mysterio seem like they were heel, because it confused the crowd, but obviously they don't want them to turn heel because they work very, very well as a face at the moment. But the fact that they handshot them at the start and at the end of the match shows to me like they're still friends. They're still both faces, of course, but doing that and giving Big Show and Rey Mysterio the win, which almost guarantees them a tag team titles match probably at Royal Rumble, that's not really a match I can get my teeth into, because they're both faces, and they're really, really friendly with each other. Both Rey Mysterio and Big Show and tag team champions Cody Rhodes and Goldust showed that they were very friendly with each other before, in the start, and after the match. And I really can't buy into a feud which doesn't have any, bite to it. If they're both faces, you can't really get into it, because you can't really favour one team or the other. So giving them the Big Show and Rey Mysterio the win really guarantees them a tag team titles match, but I really honestly, for the life of me, can't understand why they gave them the win. I can understand why they give them a titles match, but giving them the win means that they will get a tag team titles match. But considering they are both faces, just really, I can't get into that feud whatsoever. So we'll have to see, really have to see what they do with this. They're not turning them heel, so I'm really confused how I can get into this match, considering they are both face, and really, they're not going to be able to create any promos whatsoever, unless you have a little bit of a swerve in there. But honestly, I can't really see why you'd want to do that, considering Rey Mysterio and Big Show are so over as well. And obviously, I don't think you can turn a champion heel during their title run. So really confused what they're going to do there, considering they're both faces. But for me, that match was actually really, really good. 8 out of 10. Still confused on the victory, really, but really giving Big Show and Rey Mysterio the victory really opens the tag team division up. I mean, if Big Show and Rey Mysterio can defeat the tag team champions, who else is going to defeat the tag team champions? Maybe that's what they'll do on SmackDown. Give the Real Americans maybe the win against these two, and really, everybody is worthy of a tag team titles match, and really maybe they'll have like a match to decide who will be the tag team #1 contenders. I don't know, maybe they'll do that. I just really can't see faces versus faces go up against the Royal Rumble for the tag titles. Just doesn't really work. So, Dolph Ziggler and Fandango. a rematch, in fact, from the kickoff show. Now, the kickoff show was really, really bad. It was really bad. It was way too short. Ziggler hardly got any offense whatsoever, and Ziggler basically got squashed by Fandango. I thought Ziggler should have won that match. I mean, he main evented TLC 2012, and he was the World Heavyweight Champion in 2013 this year. Just really didn't make sense for him to even be on the kickoff show, but to lose against Fandango, who really isn't established in the WWE. He's only really had one proper pay-per-view win. I think he's only had one pay-per-view win against Chris Jericho. And honestly, he's not really established. So that really did bore Ziggler quite a lot on the pay-per-view last night. So, for some unknown reason, they decided to redo this match, because it was so bad in the first place that they decided to redo this match, which was kind of slightly disappointing, and it was even more disappointing when the match was even worse than the match on the kickoff show. It was so slow-paced. Ziggler got no offense whatsoever in this match. They made Fandango control this match pretty much the whole way to make him look very, very strong. They definitely booked him strong in this match, but obviously Ziggler got the win by the roll-up, which was actually a really, really good roll-up. I'm watching it now on the replay on WWE.com. Let me just skip to that part, because I actually thought it was a really, really good roll-up. I want to refresh my mind on how it actually ended. Where are we? There we are. I'm just watching it now. It was a really, really good roll-up. It's coming up to it now, and I really, really like that roll-up. It was a very, very good ending where it's coming now. He bounces off the ropes, and he basically Ziggler gets kicked in the gut and rolls over and gives a roll-up to Fandango. A very, very good maneuver. But honestly, I don't see any chemistry between these guys. It was just full of sleeper holds. It was a very, very boring match. Honestly, it was very, very boring. The crowd was completely dead for it. Very, very boring match. But giving the win to Ziggler, and a roll-up especially, signifies to me that they're kind of building a small feud between Ziggler and Fandango. Now, I don't really understand why you'd want to do that when the past two matches have been very, very bad and the crowd really doesn't care for it. Why would we want a third match when the last two matches have been a huge disappointment? But that's the reason why they gave Ziggler a roll-up, was basically to create one more match probably down the line next week on Monday Night Raw. It's not going to be a Royal Rumble match. You can't create really anything out of a kickoff show. Basically, the feud started at a kickoff show. You can't really create a feud out of that, but I don't know. They obviously want to put over Fandango, hence why they made him look very, very strong and win and pretty much squash Ziggler on the pay-per-view. And actually, they made him look very, very strong in this match as well. So obviously, they're booking Fandango strong, maybe building him up possibly for a match at Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania. That's probably why they booked him very, very strong and made him look very, very strong in this match. We'll have to wait and see. But really, out of the two, Ziggler's definitely the most potential out of the two. So surely he should be the one that is gaining the momentum out of this feud. So still interested to see what they're actually going to do with Fandango and Ziggler. But honestly, the feud so far has been really, really bad, and this match was terrible. So for me, 5 out of 10. Giving Ziggler the win is great because it gives him some momentum, but they booked Fandango so strong, it looks to me like they're wanting Fandango to come out on top of this feud, maybe to give him a push in 2014. Slightly disappointing for Ziggler, who yet again isn't looking too strong at all. So the next match was actually Mark Henry and Biggie Langston, who is the Intercontinental Champion, defeats the Real Americans. Now this match was actually quite good. I mean, it kind of went on for quite a long time. I think it went on for like, 20-25 minutes, as long as the main event really. But really, this match was actually quite good. I actually quite like this match. Now, I like how Mark Henry's now teaming up with Biggie Langston. I don't usually usually read dirt sheets a lot. I usually don't like to spoil WWE because I think it spoils WWE a lot. So when you watch my prediction videos, they're never off Bleacher Report or anything like that. That's usually my own words. But I did actually stumble across this thing whilst I was bored at college or something, that Mark Henry is likely to face Biggie Langston at the Royal Rumble for the Intercontinental Championship, which should see Mark Henry put over Biggie Langston, which really is a feud I could really get into. So at the moment, they're actually building the really, really good relationship between Mark Henry and Biggie Langston. I actually think it really, really works. I like Mark Henry as a face. I think he's actually really, really over the crowd, and he works. I think he's one of the few guys, big guys, which works well as a face. And honestly, I could actually dig a Mark Henry and Biggie Langston feud. I think they'd work very, very well in the ring, especially with the explosiveness of Big E. But at the moment, Mark Henry's establishedness in the WWE is really rubbing off on Biggie Langston. It's putting him over very, very well. He's likely to learn a lot from Mark Henry. So whilst they're actually building up this relationship between Biggie Langston and Mark Henry, making Biggie Langston a better champion and moreover with the crowd, it's also going to create a really, really good feud at Royal Rumble when Mark Henry likely turns on Biggie Langston and turns heel yet again, I mean, they might have scrapped this idea, but I'd actually still be game for that feud. So I don't know, but you can definitely see Mark Henry is teaching Big E Langston a lot, and every single match he gets better and better. The Real Americans sadly got a loss here, but honestly, I don't think they looked weak at all in this match. They cleverly put the Real Americans over quite well with. Well, they basically made them look very strong. They didn't put them over, but they made them look very, very strong in this match. I don't think either of the team looked stronger than the other. I think it just came down to Big E Langston getting the win. Great they gave Big E Langston the actual pinfall rather than Mark Henry, which puts over Big E Langston, of course, very, very well. But the Real Americans didn't look weak whatsoever in this match whatsoever. I'm actually kind of really, really starting to like the Real Americans. I think they're one of the main reasons I'm watching WWE at the moment. I just really, really like them. I think if they turn them face, because they're getting a weird reaction at the moment. They're not already heel at the moment. I think the fans actually buying into the gimmick. Apparently, they're actually turning Cesaro face soon, which would be actually really, really good. But honestly, they didn't make the Real Americans look weak there, so they didn't really lose a lot of momentum, which was good. Just made a really, really good match. So for me, 7 out of 10. So the next match was actually Ryback and Curtis Axel. And what happened here was they had Tons of Funk go up against Ryback and Curtis Axel. Nothing really memorable whatsoever in this match, except for the fact that when Tons of Funk, basically Sweet Tea went for a tag on Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay leaned out the way, so Brodus Clay was not tagged in from Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea turned around and got shell-shocked by Ryback. Now, I'm actually quite liking Ryback and Curtis Axel as a tag team, but honestly, I don't remember anything whatsoever about this feud, about this match whatsoever, except after the match. There was nothing really memorable in this match whatsoever. I just remember it went on for a little bit too long, but the reason why they did that was really to get Xavier Woods on the mic. He's actually quite good. I think he's quite charismatic. He was actually working quite well on the mic, and they were basically talking about Tons of Funk and how they are slowly breaking up. And the reason why they did this was what followed after the match. Basically, after Sweet Tea got shell-shocked, he got pinned, obviously. He was still on the floor, and Brodus Clay went for 2 splashes on Sweet Tea. So he has now officially turned heel. Now, the crowd really didn't react for this whatsoever. I mean, it was pretty dead, but I'm actually quite excited about this heel turn. I think it was quite clever for them to do this. They teased it for such a long time. They've teased it for like the last 3 weeks that it is in fact going to be turning heel, and they finally did it on Monday Night Raw. Now, any of you guys thinking this is going to be a Royal Rumble match? No. This isn't going to be a Royal Rumble match. I don't even see them continuing this feud for much longer. I think the only reason why they're doing it is because they want to turn Brodus Clay finally, they are actually turning Brodus Clay heel because he is so boring as a face, and I think big guys always suit a heelish role. He just doesn't have a smile of a face. But anyway, hopefully, I'm looking forward to Sweet Tea's change of gimmick because they completely killed the character. I mean, if you watch his Japan matches, he is fucking awesome, but they toned him down for the role of Sweet Tea and Tensai. And honestly, if they can give him just any change of gimmick, I'll be game, because I hated the Tons of Funk gimmick ever since it came around. I think it was like earlier this year or December last year. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was actually. I remember that at TLC, something like that. They turned these guys into Tons of Funk, and honestly, I never liked them. They were so bad. It's not funny. It's just for kids. Nobody laughs. It's cheesy, and it just died really, really quickly. And fans don't care about gimmicks like that. They just don't. But really, I'm glad, because I'm excited to see a heel Brodus Clay, because I've never seen a heel Brodus Clay, I don't think. Because I restarted watching wrestling in 2012, and I kind of stopped in 2011, but I don't think I've seen a Brodus Clay heel, have I? I don't think I have. But Tensai, really, I'm excited to see his change of gimmick, because honestly, it's not working at the moment. It definitely wasn't working. I mean, people don't even care. He's definitely a heel guy. He just doesn't work as a face guy. He never did. He never will. So hopefully, sadly, it doesn't look like they're actually going to change him heel either, because a heel Brodus Clay turned on him. So I don't know. I'm not keen on that idea. But really, I think the heel turn worked quite well. They teased it for quite a long time and finally went with it on Monday Night Raw. The clever thing they did after this match was Xavier Woods and R-Truth actually chased Brodus Clay out the ring, and that actually solidified that he was actually a heel. There could be some slight confusion that maybe Brodus Clay isn't heel and he is still face or something like that for some unknown reason, but actually it put him over even more of a heel, having 2 faces, Xavier Woods and R-Truth, chase him out the ring, which put him over more as a heel. And they actually danced with the Funkadactyls after the match, and they kept panning to Brodus Clay, kind of looking very, very angry, which just put him over slightly more as a heel. So the next bit, which actually probably one of my favourite bits. Sorry, if I was going to rate that match. Hang on, guys. Did I rate the Mark Henry? Oh, I think I did. It was like an 8 out of 10 or something. Ryback Curtis Axel, tons of funk. I'd give that a 5 out of 10, but the heel turn was good. I liked how they teased it for quite a long time and finally went with it. So, CM Punk basically invited Triple H down for some unknown reason. I mean, he didn't really have a reason to invite Triple H down, but really, Shawn Michaels came out. And I thought this was good because who thought Shawn Michaels was even in the building? For him to come out was pretty awesome. And I really, really like that because I wasn't expecting Shawn Michaels to come down. I mean, who thought he was even in the building? Awesome. So he came down and really teased about a WrestleMania 30 match between him and CM Punk. Now, I got confused kind of slightly down the line of this promo. I think maybe they kind of got lazy writing this promo to the end because Shawn Michaels brought up the fact that CM Punk should be mad at him for super kicking him. Now, why would the guy that super kicked CM Punk bring that up? It just doesn't make sense because it's just asking for trouble. He was like, shouldn't you be angry at me? Why would he say that? It just didn't really click for me. Why would you be angry with me? It just doesn't click. Why would you bring that up? But really, Shawn Michaels, I was confused if he's heel or face because he came down high-fiving people. But then when the crowd were chanting, this was funny actually, when the crowd were chanting, "You sold out," it was like, he waited for them to get bored of that chant, and he was like, yeah, that's right, you get back in your cage. And then it was funny that the crowd were like, one more match. I love the WWE Universe, I tweeted that out actually, but it was kind of strange if he was heel or face. It's likely that they'll turn him heel if they have the match between Shawn and CM Punk, which really, I could fucking get into that match. I'd be game for that match. Really, the only reason why they made Shawn come out was to tease at this match between him and CM Punk at WrestleMania 30. And man, oh man, I'd buy the pay-per-view if this match was on the show. Holy shit, I would be so freaking game for that match at WrestleMania 30. It's this time of the year they start teasing, they start pulling at our strings ready for WrestleMania 30. And this could quite easily be the first match that they actually give or confirmed for the match card, and wow, oh wow, I'd be so excited for that match. I'm not even kidding. It was a good tease, and really that's the only reason why they brought Shawn Michaels out. The promo itself was pretty good. I was actually like, wow, man, I was just goosebumping all over because I'm excited for this. Wow, they teased it. This is one of the good moments of Raw, and it's just a tease, but come on, it was awesome. So for me, 8 out of 10. It's gotta be. It's the showstopper versus the best in the world. If they go with this match, I'd be so happy. So the next match was The Shield defeating CM Punk and Usos. There wasn't really much spice in this match. I mean, we've seen it all before. The fans actually got to vote again who they wanted CM Punk and the Usos to team up to take on. See, basically they could choose whether CM Punk could choose against the Usos, Los Matadores, and the Primetime Players to face The Shield. And of course they chose the Usos because the WWE Universe know what they're talking about, obviously. We've seen the Usos go up against The Shield numerous times, especially getting the Money in the Bank match, which was definitely a main event worthy match. I watched that match all the time because it was so good. It was a freaking kickoff show match, and they did a triple electric chair from the top rope. It was awesome. That match was so good. So they chose the Usos, which I was happy about because they're the most over tag team, really, out of the Primetime Players, Los Matadores, and of course the Usos. So I was happy they chose the Usos. We knew we were going to have a good match and a good ending. Basically, it ended like Dean Ambrose sneakily tagged in Roman Reigns. CM Punk didn't see it. CM Punk went for the GTS on Dean Ambrose, who wasn't actually the active guy. And Roman Reigns speared CM Punk after he gave the GTS to Dean Ambrose and got the pin. Now, we weren't actually hinted at all of a breakup between the Shield on this match or through the show. I actually said this. I was like, they're not breaking up the Shield from a mistake. They're not going to break these guys up from an accident. They're definitely breaking these guys up from a swerve. They're definitely going to break up when one of the people in the Shield snap. It's not going to be by an accident. It's going to be something big, a big swerve at probably Royal Rumble. Now, the reason why they actually gave the Shield the win in this match was they're probably going to build these guys up to a Royal Rumble match. Now, that's why they gave the win over CM Punk and the Usos. Puts them over really, really fucking well because they've just beat CM Punk, the best in the world. And honestly, the spear was deadly. Really, really good ending. But one of the reasons why they gave the Shield the win is they're building the Shield up. One of the reasons why they actually gave the Shield the win as well was because they actually want you guys to forget that Roman Reigns speared Dean Ambrose by accident. That's going to be one of the small hints in the next few months or 5 weeks that the Shield are breaking up. They're probably not even gonna talk about it they're probably not going to realize about it. They're not going to talk anything about it because they want to tease that they're breaking up, but they don't want to smack you in this face and say, we're teasing up. They want to do it subtly, and really, this shows that the Shield are still in cahoots and working well by giving them a big win on Monday Night Raw. They're going to slightly tease at it. Maybe it's going to fluctuate. They're probably going to tease maybe multiple times on one Raw and then not tease it for the next few weeks. I don't know, but I think it was clever to do this because I didn't think they're gonna break up by an accident. It's going to be a big swerve by maybe Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins. So for me, that match was good. Didn't really watch it because we've seen it multiple times between the Usos and the Shield, and it was really just a regurgitated bit from the pay-per-view like they always do. So for me, 8-ish out of 10. Cool to see the Shield get the victory. Next match, AJ Lee, Tamina Snuka against Alicia Fox, defeating Natalya and the Bella Twins. Nothing here whatsoever. The only thing that happened with me was I shouted, holy shit, really, really loud when I saw Tamina Snuka knock the fuck out of Nikki Bella. Holy shit, she was holding her mouth for like 5 minutes after that match. It was so freaking loud. She super kicked her absolute nose off. I can't believe how she didn't actually have a nosebleed because that was so loud. It was absolutely ridiculous how loud that super kick was to her face. I actually shouted holy shit whilst watching it on my computer because that was so freaking loud. But anyway, AJ Lee, Tamina Snuka and Alicia Fox actually got the victory over Natalya and the Bella Twins after AJ Lee hit the Shining Wizard. After Tamina Snuka got that super kick, AJ Lee followed up with a Shining Wizard and got the victory. But really, Natalya yet again loses again. She should have had the Divas title last night. I think they actually did that to do an internet swerve or something because we all thought Natalya was winning because she's in the Total Divas. You want Total Divas to basically hold the championship. You want them. You want one of the Total Divas to have the championship. I mean, it puts them over really, really well. And it also makes them a lot more relevant than they are at the moment, let's be honest. And Natalya's probably the only one I saw defeating AJ Lee. I said this in my review. You should probably watch it if you want a full in-depth analysis of the show, but especially this match, because I talked for about 10 minutes about this feud and AJ Lee and Natalya and how Natalya's the only one that comes close to me seeing AJ Lee losing her title. And the fact that Natalya picks up another defeat on this pay-per-view really proves to me that what are they going to do with the Divas title? The Divas division is so dead. You could see this because the crowd was dead as usual because it was a Divas match, but it was just a random ass six-woman tag match, which really didn't mean anything. And AJ Lee gets another victory. I mean, they don't even build anybody to seem close like they're coming to knocking off AJ Lee. It just makes for such a dead division. So for me, 4 out of 10, no juiciness in this match. So, the main event, which went on for 25 minutes. I mean, the match was fucking awesome. Sorry, I keep swearing, but this match was so good. I mean, it's arguably what we've seen multiple times. I think there was a time in June where we got these guys face off about 3 times on a Monday Night Raw. But we've seen these guys go up on a pay-per-view, I think it was 3 or 4 times. If you count the SummerSlam cash-in. Yeah, we've seen these guys face off multiple times, but what's to complain about when they put on a good match every single time? I think this was one of their best matches. I think maybe the Hell in a Cell match might take the biscuit for that one. But this match was really, really good. I really, really, really liked this match. It was very, 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 very good. It was very entertaining. The crowd loved it. It was nice to see the fans get what they want. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton put on a really, really good showing. And I thought they dealt with the ending very, very well. Now, having a good match put over the champion very, very well. Obviously, it's his first match defending the title, so you want to make that match memorable, but you also want to put over the belt quite well. You want to establish the belt as the top belt, obviously, but you want to establish it as a belt everybody wants, and you want to establish it as a belt that people put their heart out to have. You want people to strive towards this match. You want people to deserve this match. So having a good match as his first title defense really makes that belt stand out. It merely makes it feel like it is a top belt. Of course it is. But it really having the first match as a really, really good match like this on Monday Night Raw really makes the belt seem like, wow, people will fucking do anything for this belt. So actually, the ending was good because I hate it when you have a no DQ ending or somebody walks out. It's probably WWE fans' worst nightmare. They hate it because the match was theoretically pointless because it really didn't really end really properly. It didn't end with a clean finish. So fans hate that when that happens. So when Randy Orton gave the low blow to Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan won from disqualification, it was the first time this has ever happened, and I was happy. because it put over the heelish character so well. Because one, the WWE Universe's #1 superstar got low blowed, which you don't like to see. But the other thing was, Randy Orton low blowing Daniel Bryan makes fans so pissed at Randy Orton for ruining an amazing match and not getting a clean victory. It feels like we wasted our time watching that match. It puts over his heel character so well. I mean, it proves that, one thing, it shows cracks in the champion because he couldn't get the job done without a low blow. But the one main reason why I took from this was that he had to give a low blow to Daniel Bryan to get the victory and end this match. And fans were so pissed, you could hear them. They were pissed because he did that. And it puts over his heelish character so freaking well by making him do that low blow. It was very clever. And honestly, after that, Cena came out. And one thing for sure, I was happy that Cena didn't come out on top at this match. Because, one, I don't want to see him have a rematch at Royal Rumble. I think that giving him a rematch will take some of the excitement and anticipation for the Rumble match. Because there's rumours going around that Orton will face Cena again at WrestleMania 30, and adding John Cena into the Royal Rumble match rather than having a Rumble match itself could add a lot of anticipation, because he's one of the guys you could see winning the Rumble match who will bounce back from that big loss at the TLC pay-per-view. One way you could do that is by giving him a Royal Rumble win for the second time in 2 years. So having John Cena taken up by having an actual match at the Royal Rumble will take some slight excitement to that, because he's one of the few guys I can actually see winning the Rumble match. So if he's busy with a match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, then he's obviously not winning the Rumble match because he won't be in it. So really, if you take Cena away from that, it does slightly downgrade my excitement. So I wouldn't really like to see him rematch either against him and Randy Orton, because we've seen it all before, and I really can't see John Cena winning either. So it would just be another throwaway match and completely pointless when you could actually build a little bit more excitement to the Rumble match. But considering John Cena did this and he actually tried to save Randy Orton, and basically what he did was he attacked Randy Orton after that for doing the low blow. He actually kind of botched the takedown as well. I don't know if it was kind of a spear or a really weak takedown. It was just slightly awkward how he did it. It wasn't very successful how he did it, but really it ended with Randy Orton standing tall over both John Cena because he RKO'd John Cena, and Daniel Bryan was still down from the low blow. But I mean, good ending. Leaves open-ended for next week's Monday Night Raw. How is Cena going to respond? How is Daniel Bryan going to respond? Are we going to have a triple threat match at Royal Rumble for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? I don't know, but it leaves it very much open-ended for next week's Monday Night Raw, and you're obviously going to tune into next week's Monday Night Raw to find out what's the haps between these three guys, and what's going to be the consequences of Daniel Bryan getting low-blowed. I mean, what's Randy Orton going to get told off? Is he going to get told off by the Authority for doing that? I don't know, but you're going to tune into next week's Monday Night Raw to find out. But anyway, the main event was great. I mean, it was good. It was long. It had a special ending. It had a memorable ending. You're going to remember that ending, aren't you? A low blow. And it had good meaning to that. I think it was good that they did the low blow. I think it was put over his heelish character very well. But we're going to wrap up that Monday Night Raw. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. I thought it was a very good Monday Night Raw. Really enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. So that's my review, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Remember to leave your comments, like, and subscribe to me and this video, because obviously good Monday Night Raw. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching, guys. 8 out of 10. Look forward to our review straight after the show next week on Monday Night Raw. Watch my TLC review and watch that IDR Wrestling's review as well. I'm sure it is pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.